My first tip for first timers at Moon Palace Cancun.
So let's do it, you first timers, yeah!
Take a day trip to Beach Palace. The sand and water at Beach Palace is much nicer than it is at the Moon Palace property. Beach Palace also has an awesome rooftop pool with great views. Coming over to Beach Palace for a day is a fun and cheap way to take a day trip, as you can use your all-inclusive wristband to get most of the amenities at Beach Palace. It will feel like a mini excursion and it won't cost you very much money. Disclaimer: unless you are a Diamond or Residence member or you are traveling with one, you will need to pay for your own transportation, and you will need to contact them ahead of time to make a reservation. If Beach Palace is full, they may deny your reservation request.
Nothing for you!
Tip number 2, try and book your trip with a member. In tip number 1, I mentioned traveling with a Diamond or Residence member. These are individuals who have invested in the hotel and they have negotiated their own contract with the hotel. Not quite the same as a timeshare, but similar. They have access to exclusive reserved areas, reduced rates, and they have various other perks. Booking with a member might save you money on your hotel reservation or provide you with some of the same perks that the members themselves are receiving.
It's about perks.
You are going to have to do some legwork to find a few quotes from members, but it could be really worth it. Try to search through different online forums or join a Facebook group, but finding a member to give you a quote before you book might save you some money and provide you with some extra perks. By the way, I recently posted a video for Moon Palace first timers where I give a general overview of the property. Check it out in the description.
Check it out.
Tip number 3, book a massage at the Grand. Whether you are staying at the Moon Palace side or the Grand side, you won't regret going to the spa. Show up an hour before and do what's called the Water Journey Circuit. The Water Journey will allow you to enjoy a range of hydrotherapy facilities before starting your treatment. Here, you will get different types of heat and cold therapy. Separated for males and females, there's a sauna, cold room with an ice chute, and steam room. Also, in addition to these, Swiss showers, aromatherapy showers, and heated thermal loungers are available. You just sit back and let the heat from the chair absorb into your muscles while your spa attendant gives you a scalp and shoulder massage.
I think it moved.
And again, this all happens before you even start your treatment. You can book the spa 30 days prior to check-in. You don't have to wait until you get there. Tip number 4, make sure you consider the pros and cons of buying a day pass to the Grand. I'm not saying you shouldn't buy the pass. There are a lot of fun things to do at the Grand and it's a nice change up, but I don't want you to feel like you wasted your money. Day passes are $100 per adult and $50 per kid. Most guests want to take their kids to the water park, afterwards maybe drop their kids off at the video game room before heading over to check out the library, which is a 1920s speakeasy style bar, and then maybe afterwards catch a late dinner at one of the Grand's restaurants. But here are some things to consider. The water park is not that big. Most families will be stretching it to make it a half a day there, and older teens get bored with it after a couple of hours. The rules at the water park are actually pretty strict. Make sure you look at the height requirements. There are full-grown adults that aren't allowed down the slides because of the height requirements. The restaurants are nice at the Grand and everything is new, but is it worth all of the extra money when there's plenty to do at the Moon Palace side? Now, you could sit through a 90-minute sales pitch presentation and get resort credit, which would allow you to visit the Grand for nearly free, but again, that's something that you would have to weigh to see if it's worth it.
Worth it.
If you came to me for advice, depending on your own unique situation, I would probably advise you to spend your money on an excursion. 5th tip, I would highly recommend booking a trip to the Grand or the Moon Palace for a minimum of 7 days. If you book your trip shorter than that, you will feel like you didn't get everything done that you wanted to. It's often difficult to hit the sweet spot when you go on vacation to be able to say, I feel like we've stayed long enough, I'm nice and relaxed and ready to go home.
Ray ain't coming home.
After 4 or 5 days here, you will just start to feel like you're hitting your stride. Speaking of hitting your stride, I feel like I'm just hitting my stride on these 5 tips. Hit the subscribe button and I will be posting another video with 5 more tips very soon. And here is the next video you should watch.